Shut that door. Fuck's sake.
I'm not sure.
Shut that bloody door. Well done. Hey up everyone, and welcome to the Podcast. My name's Will, and with me as ever is Eddy, the socks to my sliders. I knew you'd enjoy that one.
Big fan. Guess what I'm wearing right now?
Oh, I knew it. Go on.
I'm wearing a lovely pair of white socks and black sliders.
It's the golden. It's a classic Ed Fod look.
It is a look. I feel you can't really appreciate it until summer comes round, though. A good set of socks and sliders need to be appreciated with a pair of short shorts.
Oh no.
And the bolder the colour sock, the better.
You're a dad on holiday and not a cool dad.
Yeah, yeah. I'm bringing it back, though.
Is that how the bum bag that dads would wear? That's
Again.
back now. Like, rude boys wear that shit now.
Fuck yeah.
Road man.
I love a roadman bum bag. But hang on, right, I'm not wearing fucking, like, Velcro socks and sandals here. Like, Velcro sandals.
Was it the Birkenstocks?
Birkenstocks, yeah, come on, man, I'm not Jesus. I'm here rocking a pair of sliders, custom, might I add. Custom sliders.
Just because they got EC, EF, sorry.
Yeah, I got my initials on them.
C is Ed's middle name. I don't know if anyone knows what the C stands for.
Take a wild guess. But no, I can dig that. Although, yeah, I guess the socks are the lesser of those two items of clothing.
The socks in that combo is what people would complain about, yeah. Like, everyone can see you're wearing socks, cool. You're wearing sliders, cool. Wait, you're wearing socks and sliders? The difference is that, you know, one shouldn't be with the other.
Yeah, all right. Depends what kind of socks they are, then.
But the saving grace is that we're a family that likes socks and sliders, so I'm fine with it, Ed.
Sorry, I'm celebrating. I forget, you must say.
Yes, just because we now have a camera set up in the room doesn't mean you should stop talking.
No, you're right. Because we're recording it now, yeah, I sometimes let my mannerisms just take over. But no, you still need to speak. We're still podcasting. We're still radio. Okay, got it.
Yeah. You're more looking at movie stardom rather than radio stardom, aren't you?
I've got a face for TV. You have a face for radio.
Well, let's get cracking. This week's homework was to watch the 2012 film American Mary. So, Ed, how did you find it?
I think I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it? I think
so. I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure.
Right.
It was interesting. I was weirdly aroused throughout.
Oh, okay.
And I think I enjoyed it. Basically, I did not know what to expect. I had no idea what the film was, what was going to come up. And after fucking last week, from The Conjuring 2, you know, anything would have been better than that. Anything, anything wouldn't have been as bad. And I guess I was unsure what was coming, what it was going to be, and wasn't the film I thought. But I think I liked it.
Oh, sick. Well, this was the idea. You know, I knew going into The Conjuring 2 that it was going to be a very high-ranking film on your scale, right? So I was thinking, right, don't try and keep this on the up. Let's have a nice little reset. Maybe a film that's not quite as stereotypically or quintessentially scary in inverted commas, but just still, you know, a horror film nonetheless. So it's kind of like a reset button.
Yeah, it was a fucking horror film.
Oh, yeah.
It was fucking horrible. But it wasn't...
Quite horrible.
It was quite horrible. But I didn't... There was no scares. I wasn't jumping as I was during The Conjuring 2, but totally different film.
Yeah.
But, yeah, fucked up for all sorts of different reasons.
Oh, aye. All right, well, let's get into it. So, insert the spoiler alert here.
Nothing says spoiler alert like the nature boy Ric Flair.
So, American Mary. Mary is the top of her class medical student and struggling for money. To aid her financial situation, she begins operating on private clients from the extreme body modification community. And after attending a party with fellow surgeons...
That community.
It's a community. We'll get into it.
Okay.
We'll get into it. After attending a party with some fellow surgeons, a sinister and evil act leaves Mary disturbed and forever changed, leading her further into the criminal underworld with revenge on her mind. So, I guess we get straight into it. Like the film is pretty clear, sets this premise very quickly. You know, within 2 minutes of the film, we see the opening credits, Mary sewing together, cutting open a turkey and sewing it back together again.
They look like vaginas.
They did.
Did you not think?
Oh, well, yes.
If you ever have a close-up image of maybe call them little axe wounds upon a chicken or turkey, they look like fannies.
The little fannies.
Looks like little fannies. And I was wondering if it was going to be like, oh, this is the turkey, but this is the vagina. Like, it could have been like a spot the difference type thing. But no, they were all turkeys.
Spot the difference.
Yeah, but they were all turkeys.
One's a turkey, one's a vagina.
Yeah, one's a turkey, one's my pussy.
Both of them you eat.
That's true.
Only one you should put your dick in, though.
Well.
This lovely opening credits scene. We have this lovely violin rendition of Ave Maria. There you go. There's a lovely little singing from Will.
Nice.
And then directly, straight after that, we cut straight to Mary in a lecture.
Yeah.
She's getting, her phone's going off, and then this is even further setting the premise. We're getting a missed call from student loan services on her phone.
Yeah.
No one has that number saved.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
no one. Who has that fucking number saved?
Oh God, it's student loans calling it. Student loan services calling again. I mean,
no, this is like, I guess
it's setting the premise that she's struggling. She's got creditors. She's
getting chased down a little bit. Yeah, but it's a cheap and quick way to set a premise.
Yeah.
Not very thought out, I would say. But this film apparently was filmed in 15 days entirely, so maybe they had to cut a few corners, maybe. But yeah, so post lecture, Dr. Grant pulls her aside. Well, no, she comes up to Dr. Grant and says, "I want to apologise again for my phone going off." Great little opening scene because this now starts building on these two's relationship.
Yeah.
We've got a bit of a hard ass lecturer. He's all stick and no carrot. This wanker. He's all tough love. He's saying, "You've got to fucking up your game. You're the best student in my class, and I can't have you fucking up." And he just keeps repeating, "Don't fuck it up.
Well,
don't fuck up."
Yeah, I mean, this is how you paint him. I paint him, and I see him in a totally different light, right? Mm-hmm. This is how I picture him. I feel like he's that teacher that wants to be your mate, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. The way he talks to her, he's talking to her in slang. He swears way too much for a start. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, we are fucking terrible for our language, but
shit, yeah.
This guy is a lecturer, and he's like throwing the F-bomb. He calls the rest of his students a bunch of twats. Right, and that cringes.
Stand Americans saying twat.
So he's talking to her as if like, "Hey, I'm cool, I'm hip." He's the type of teacher, right?
Yeah.
Who, when first introduces himself, he tells the kids to call me by my first name.
Does he sit backwards on his chair?
And he sits backwards on a chair. Said, "Hey guys, call me Eddy. Mr. Fogg's my father." Do you know what I mean? I just thought it was a fucking melt. So straight off the bat, didn't like it.
Wasn't a fan.
No.
Well, I don't think anyone would be. He's a bit of a arsehole, really.
Well, he gets bloody worse.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If swearing at your students is the worst this guy does in the film, then, okay, fine.
We can forgive him for that, but maybe not when we get further down the line.
Mm-hmm. So she gets home, and I just want to say, right, she's got money troubles.
Yeah.
Her fucking gaff is lovely.
Oh, yeah. It's like a fucking penthouse apartment, like one of them, like New York studio
like
loft
a loft
apartments.
Yeah. That's what I see, like an open plan, sort of like industrial loft space. I'm like, shit, man. Hipsters would pay a lot of fucking money for that.
Oh, yeah. Are we not going to carry on ragging on hipsters this time, are we?
Maybe.
I mean, I could, but...
I mean, all right. You and your flannel shirt and your red beanie.
Oh, Mr. Socks and Sliders.
Hey, here we go. All right.
So while on the phone with the Gran, Mary is checking, I'm guessing it's Craigslist or something along the lines. Basically, she's looking for job adverts, quick money a little bit. She finds one that's offering for in a strip club, like I think the capital of it is like no sex, masseuse wanted, cash in hand, money, blah blah blah. Emails, a couple of emails across. Where do I send my resume? How do I come in for an interview? And next scene, we have Mary strolling into the strip club. And she goes into the back, and this is where we meet Billy, owner of the strip club.
Oh, Billy.
Good old Billy. So, Billy, after... well, it is an awkward job interview at the least, I would say.
Yeah.
And a very awkward massage as well. So Billy asks us to come in. He looks at a fucking CV. Is that, I mean, fine, I can just... You don't need to bring this, but sure.
Take your clothes off.
Yeah, let's have a look at your bod.
Yeah.
Asks to give him a massage, and... I don't know. Mary is just not involved in this. She does not want to be here. Fuck this noise.
But she's just answered an ad by a dodgy friggin' strip club owner, and she's turned up in the most banging outfit and the most banging lingerie.
Yeah.
And yet she wasn't expecting this? Piss off.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's more maybe just an immediate regret of what she's done now. I think maybe she thought that she really needed the money more than she now realises maybe it's not worth it.
This is the harsh reality of it. Yeah, she's
absolutely.
seen an advert on fucking Gumtree and she's like, yeah, I could do that. And now she's in the pit.
Yes.
Massaging some creepy sleazeball in her underwear.
Club. Yeah.
Like, brings me back to... So what, criminals can now just advertise on Gumtree or Craigslist or whatever it is?
I think, is that not... Okay, so the American audience here might have to step in and give us a hand tape, but I'm pretty sure that was the whole thing about Craigslist. I think there's loads of horror films and loads of weird films that start with adverts on Craigslist because it's not... At least it maybe wasn't well monitored and things like that. You know, Red State, the Kevin Smith film, fucking amazing film. We should watch that, actually. It's not a horror film. But that whole thing starts off with 3 kids going on Craigslist trying to find sex and then getting kidnapped.
So you're telling me now, if I just went on Craigslist and wrote out a little bio, hi, Eddie from the Porro Podcast here, I'm wanting someone to come on in, double team my nan, and then we can offer at the end. I could possibly post that and no one would vet it.
No, I don't think you can do that on Craigslist, but I do think you could find there on the dark web. There was the fucking German people that were offering to eat people or shit like that.
Well, they were offering themselves to be eaten or to go out and eat people?
I think that I can't remember which
is
way
it
around
like
was
is it like an ad wanted or
Wanting?
looking for? Yeah, wanted man to eat, wanted man to eat me, looking for.
No, it's like on the dark web. That's where you would find the eat me people.
Right. Okay.
And the straight up murder that you're requesting.
What? Yeah. Well, yeah. Fair. Fine.
But who knows what you can find on Craigslist? Let's have a look tonight.
Okay.
So Billy's bodyguard comes running in saying we've got a bit of an issue. Billy goes running out, and Mary's just like left in there like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, kind of a bit of a realization like, I need to get out of here. Fuck this. It's not worth the money.
Yeah.
Billy comes running back in, obviously having looked at her resume and sees that she is a medical surgeon or a student surgeon.
Yeah.
Has said, basically, do you want to make it quick? $5,000. Cash in hand, no questions asked. Do you want to or not?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're stuck for cash, maybe you take him up on this offer. She says yes. Get led down to the basement where we see a man pretty much bleeding out, and it's a case of fucking save this dude, and we'll give you $5,000, no questions asked. Leave here, and we'll never talk again. All sorted.
I'd be like, fuck yeah.
You're not a surgeon.
You know what? I don't even need to be. Pass me that super glue. I've got this.
Why are you in the strip club to start with?
What do you think?
Well, no, are you
looking for a job?
Yeah, no, exactly. Are you having a job massaging other men?
Maybe.
Are you going under the pretense of massaging the strippers themselves between dances?
Yeah, I'm like the towel guy. I towel them down after they're dancing.
You wipe down the loads.
They pretty much. I mean, that's the unglamorous side. I wipe down their sweat off the pole.
Oh, wonderful.
I clean off the STIs from the pole. No, but what would you? I mean, what would you not do for 5K cash? No questions asked.
What would I not do?
Yeah.
I wouldn't kill anyone for $5,000.
All right. Not even if anyone would find out. If you knew that no one would find out.
It depends who it was.
We don't know.
No, I don't think I could. I don't think I could kill someone for $5,000 if anyone ever found out. Even if no one found out, sorry. Maybe I'm just too much of a nice person, Ed.
Prude.
So Mary spends the next few days alone in a flat, pretty much sleeping with a baseball bat. She's kind of scared of any kind of repercussions coming from the criminal underworlds, and
She's just done a bad thing.
well, morally probably not a bad thing. She saved someone's life.
Yes, but also legally a bad thing.
Legally, yes, she
Right.
has done a bad thing.
Okay.
And who knows who could be after her?
Right. But morally also a bad thing.
How is it morally a bad
These are
thing?
criminals.
Yeah, but if you just take that aside and she's just saving lives,
All right.
just out there saving lives.
All right.
Go you, go Mary. I'm with you, Mez. I'm Mez. So yeah, she's sleeping by herself. She's with a baseball bat. Sorry, keeps getting repeated phone calls from an unknown number. And when she's answering, it's just another person on the other line, just asking for Dr. Mason, and she's very avoiding. I do not want anything to do with this. Someone knows who I am. And eventually, the character that we now are introduced to as Beatrice manages to get into Mary's flat by pretending to be a delivery driver. So she rings the bell, comes up, and this is where I think was the closest we ever got to a scare in this film for you, was where Mary opens the door thinking that she needs to sign for something, and then suddenly in the background of the shot we just see this character running past the screen.
Yeah, you think that this is going to be a typical scare, but I mean, it doesn't turn out to be that. It's not this kind of film, but I did get a little bit on edge there. But then you think you turn around the corner, you see someone has just come in thinking something fucking horrible and scary. But no! It is a lady with a shit ton of plastic in her face, dressed up to look like Betty Boo.
It is indeed. It is Beatrice.
Enter Beatrice.
Enter Beatrice. This is the audience's and Mary's introduction to the extreme body modification community. So Beatrice explains, I've had all this work done, all this money spent to look like my idol, Betty Boop.
Is it Betty Boop or Boo?
I thought Boop.
Oh, I thought Boo.
One of us has got an apology corner next week.
One of us has an apology corner. Well, fuck it, it's back from the 50s. Who gives a shit? But hang on. So, yeah, this is the introduction to the body modification, whatever.
The underworld,
she's trying to look like somebody.
Yeah.
But it's not that extreme. She's not...
Beatrice is part of the body modification society. It's a community. It goes from everything from legal operations to just having breast augmentation, get your tits bigger, or fucking nose job. It goes from anything from that to then just the slightly weirder but still legal ones where you get people like implants and shit.
But you'd say like if you had a boob job, that's not like this underground body modification.
No,
thing,
it's not. No. But it's still body mods,
I guess. Okay. I'm just trying to, what we see later on and what she does.
Yeah.
Betty.
Oh, yeah.
Beatrice. She's pretty fucking tame.
Oh, very. In comparison to, shit that we see.
Big fan of this character, though. I did like Betty. I'm going to call her Betty. Dr. Mason. She's quite sexy.
She I can't remember the character's name, but she modelled that voice on the character from Little Shop of Horrors, Little Shop. The main actress from that.
Not seen it. Sorry.
The plant that eats people.
Doesn't that sound like a big man? Feed me.
The plant does, yeah.
Oh, so it's not the plant. It's not the plant that she's modelled her character.
No.
Okay. I wanted to look like a plant.
Dr. Mason.
See, that's what I'm thinking, right? So, body mod. Did you ever see the South Park episode where who is it? Broflovski. What's
Kyle's dad?
Kyle's dad.
Gerald, yeah.
Gerald. Gerald wants to be a dolphin, and he meets this plastic surgeon who's like, I could make you one. And he turns his foreskin into his blowhole, and he's got dorsal fin and everything. And
excuse me, where are your seating for dolphins?
exactly, where are your toilets for dolphins? And it's like, that's extreme modification to become a relatively is that a sex symbol from the 50s? That's not that weird.
I would say that the specific and individual treatments that she has is not extreme, no. But I think the idea of her wanting to entirely change to look like a 50s cartoon character as a whole is probably a little bit
sexy cartoon character.
Classic.
All right, would you rather
Jessica Rabbit?
Okay.
I knew where you were going with that.
Yeah.
I'm all about cartoons in colour, me.
Okay.
So Beatrice, she offers Mary £2,000 straight off the bat just to hear her out, just to
Yeah.
bloody listen to her.
Yeah.
So fucking of course, cash strapped Mary's going to be absolutely just listens to her, and she explains that she's got a friend who is also big on the body mod scene and wants to have a procedure that is highly illegal, probably.
Yeah, because they say this. They're like, yeah, my regular doctor wouldn't do it.
You've perfected this voice, haven't you?
Oh yeah. I was doing it a lot last night.
You're talking to yourself with the light off.
With my penis tucked.
That would have been an awkward one to explain away if someone walked in.
Well, I'm explaining it now, yeah. Excuse me, Dr. Mason. I'm starting to look up these websites, actually. Fuck's sake, carry on, please, before I fucking incriminate myself any further.
So yeah, she explains that her friend Ruby is looking for some procedures that are illegal, and that she is going to offer a shit ton of cash just for Mary to turn up and hear her out, let alone to actually do it.
Yeah.
Mary, again, obviously agrees. So that night, later that night, tomorrow night, whatever it is, she goes to meet Ruby and Beatrice. And Ruby explains to her the procedure that she wants. So Ruby already looks like a doll. Looks like a plastic doll.
She looks placky, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then she explains further what she wants. She explains that, a doll's beautiful because it's not sexualized. It has no exterior sexual parts.
Well, that's true. Yeah, like friggin' Action Man is totally smooth.
Yeah.
And Barbie doesn't have a clitoris or a vagina, fine.
Absolutely.
But I'm telling you, what they're not sexualized?
Yeah, that bit's a bit bullshit. They definitely are sexualized.
But she wants to be able to stand naked and not be, I guess gawped at, not be sexualized. So
yeah.
so her response to this is just to get rid of it all.
Yeah, lop it all off.
Yeah, because then people won't stare. Like that fucking bodysuit Marilyn Manson wears in the Dope Show music video. It's like, what?
Cracking reference.
There's a few things here, right? So she just wants her nipples taking off, right?
Yep.
Not boobs.
No, she wants the boobs there, but she wants the nipples gone.
I mean, that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
I could do without my nipples.
They chafe when you run.
Exactly. Do you really need them? I guess the nipple is the best part of the boobie, but you still got a boob. But then what else?
She wants to have all other. She basically wants a fanny sewed up.
Right. Yeah. So she's just sewed up.
She wants it sewed up and like smoothed out like a doll would.
Okay. How will she? How will she wee?
She will still have a hole for weeing. She has to.
That's what I thought.
So she'd have most of her fanny sewn up.
What about her periods? What about?
I
have a lot of questions.
Yeah, I can tell.
They're science based. They are biology based. Because I don't know, you can't just void weeing forever, or if it just comes out of somewhere else. I don't know. What about when you poo, you're gonna wee. So where are you gonna wee when you poo?
She doesn't get a butthole sewn up.
No,
I don't think.
I mean, thank God. Okay, fine. Cleared up. Fine. Okay, why not? I mean, it's a bit of a weird thing. This is like a proper weird one now, right?
This person.
Yes.
We're getting deeper and deeper into this body mod community, the extreme body mod community.
You've seen it on those Louis Theroux's, though. People want to look like, or wanting to be a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
Wanting to look like a Barbie or a Ken doll.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they ever went as far to say, smooth me.
I don't think they ever did. I don't think they always still had a fanny. That's why this one would be illegal.
Smooth me like Ken, yeah.
Oh, no. So Mary performs the operation, goes to it's a success, and we next see Mary. She's undertaking her residency in a hospital. She is yet again referred to as probably one of the best students in the class, and with the approval from her lecturer, Dr. Grant, the resident Dr. Walsh has extended an invite to Mary to the surgeon's gathering, a surgeon social, woo, Beta House. To which obviously Mary says, yes, I've got to get in with the fucking in crowd. So she heads there, and this is just the strangest party when as soon as you walk through the door, Like, I've never been to a doctor's party.
Yeah.
This thing looks more like a fucking German techno fucking club.
Yeah, someone's going to start shitting on someone eventually, aren't they?
We've got what we can only assume are escorts all around the building.
Yeah.
German techno music blasting, and a very drunk Asian man entering, bringing Mary in.
Yeah.
It's all sorts of fucked up.
It's weird, it's creepy as fuck, and like, at no point was there a red flag.
No.
For our girl here, right? To think, well, this is a bit weird. These fucking two guys who have let me in and are now talking to me, they're weirder than the fucking Chuckle Brothers. Like,
oh, rest in peace, whichever Chuckle Brother is
Barry
dead.
and or Chuckle. But it's like, come on, like, warning bells at some point.
I'm guessing she does look on edge. I think she can tell this is fucking weird, but she just doesn't. She doesn't do anything about it. And I think that it kind of gets wrapped up a little bit in the ending towards this. Like, so I will get onto it. But no, you're right. She doesn't run out straight away. But I think in the way that she moves and looks, she can tell something's up.
Well, I think, yeah, having a slight inkling of something's up to, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of Dodge.
Where, you know, they're quite different of where she should have been at to where her head was at. But yeah, fine. Weird fucking party. Yeah, one of the fucking doctors starts just jacking it over a naked prostitute.
Oh, yes, we get a full group bukkake session behind Mary while she's chatting away.
Full-on group bukkake session. And she starts, like, passing out. She's been drugged, right?
Yes, they've drugged, they've date raped her.
Yeah.
So as she starts fucking slipping left and right, she's swaying. She is drugged. She has been drugged. Dr. Grant, her lecturer, who she's talking to at the time, helps her into the bedroom, and this is a fairly brutal rape scene.
Oh,
so
fucking horrible.
Dr. Grant, he films the entire thing. I don't know. I think there was something quite specific about this film and this scene, considering that it was the directors are women, and I think that the way they wanted to portray this, the camera very rarely moves off Mary's face. For instance, I don't think they ever really wanted to show it too violently. Full body, but the violence is there considering the faces that you see of Dr. Grant and Mary.
Yeah, you don't need full-on fucking penetration. The pain is in the face.
Yes, exactly.
And yeah, he's like, it's horrible. He's like putting his fingers in her mouth and like, and choking her when she's already like, she's with it, but she's out. It's fucking difficult to watch. And all I'd say is, I fucking knew that guy was a dickhead, right? I fucking...
Never trust a lecturer who swears.
Exactly. Do not trust your teachers, because they're just out to rape you.
Oh, God. Teachers' union's going to be on our backs for that one.
Fuck, honestly. If it stops one man raping a fucking teen, then great. Well, she's not a teen, but look, it's horrible, it's difficult, but... Fuck, she gets her revenge.
Well, there we go. So, as Ed said, yeah, it is a brutal fucking scene, and I think it's done well for the emotions that it's meant to react out of the audience. I think so. So as it is, it's fucking disgusting. It's awful. Then Mary wakes up the next morning. I know she's changed. She's a changed person.
Just been raped.
Yeah, she goes back to her apartment.
This is a bit weird. She just strolls out.
She sneaks out.
I know, but like, I don't know. You know, you've just committed heinous atrocities, and he's just like spooning her in bed.
Well,
and then just lets her leave.
It's a seat of power, though, isn't it, for him? He sees I'm the fucking lecturer here. You're the...
Yeah, true, but you know, I don't know. Like, don't you fucking dare call the police. I'd just maybe one conversation about that to threaten her.
Hey, bad last night. We're cool.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We're cool.
You're not gonna say anything, are you? You know, you were drunk. I was drunk.
We're all drunk. That girl was getting bukkakied on. She was definitely drunk.
Can I see that video camera?
So Mary gets home. She breaks down. She's throwing up. She drops out of school, fucking understandably, and then we get this super quick scene. Now this scene literally lasts the space of a sentence.
All it needs.
And you're set. You know,
Yeah.
you have an inkling of where this film's now going.
100%.
All we do is we see her back in the strip club. She walks straight up to Billy. Want to make $5,000? Chucks him some money. Next fucking here we go. Mary's putting her makeup on. She walks out in skimpy outfits.
Oh.
To Billy and to Lance, who is Billy's bodyguard. And they basically just say, hey, it's up to you now. You know, if you need a clean up, just let us know. And then here we fucking go. So...
Wait.
Okay.
Before we get into it,
yeah.
Can we just say...
Yeah.
Mary's fucking outfits.
Oh,
I want to find the costume designer for this film and buy him or her a beer. Because she is just smoking throughout.
Mary's a very good looking girl.
She's a bombshell.
Absolutely bombshell.
And she's just... What is she wearing? She's wearing... I mean, to be fair, she's wearing just a little black apron and black rubber gloves.
I think she's wearing more apron than she is clothes.
Yeah.
There's clothes underneath it, but the apron is covering more than the clothes.
But that's it. She just looks like the most sexy torturer you ever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if someone says, you know, you have to be tortured, you know, like, you're going to go through a lot of pain, I'd say, it's a minor consolation. If it's Mary, I'll be okay.
If it's Mary, you please crack on.
I'll lose a digit. It's fine.
So... Camera pans down. Dr. Grant is tied up, facing clamps, and Mary has just got the scalpel. She's stroking his face. She's playing around with him, toying around with him. And she explains. She goes on to explain, I've dropped out of school because of you. But I've found a new profession. I'm going to get into the body mod community.
And this point, you're like, fuck him up, Mary!
Dude, his fucking ass, Mary!
Fuck him up! Like, oh my god, I've never felt so passionate about, supporting the protagonist more. One, because I love her. I mean, I'm in love with her.
Yeah.
And two, this guy is heinous. I mean, there is nothing worse. You really break it down of this man, of a position of power that has... manipulated this girl to come to a party, spiked her, raped her, and then kicked her out into the wild. I'm like, girl, like, nothing...
Cut his balls off!
Like, nothing would be too good for this guy.
Right.
So, like, you fucking cut his dick off and make him eat it.
Fucking right. So, so she explains, I'm getting into the body mod community, and, you know, she uses his own things against him. She said, you know, you always told me never to fuck things up. You always told me surgeons needs to be the best ever. So... I need practice, so I'm gonna use you as practice for all these procedures. And she starts listing off the most popular procedures: tongue splitting, implants, teeth filing, genital modification, and voluntary amputation.
I remember quietly asking you after they said that. I was like, "Is that real? Is that a thing? Do people have limbs removed?"
Hey, fuck it, why not?
All right. No, this scene, and what I like about it, it doesn't show you, like, I was disappointed at the start. I was like, it like pans away, and I'm like, no, I want to fucking see it. Show me, what's he gonna do? What's she gonna do? But you do see it later. Yeah, you do get to see it later.
You see the after effects later.
But the build up to it is so good. I didn't find myself that upset by it. It's like, do you remember what you watched Law Abiding Citizen?
Yeah.
It's similar to that scene.
Yeah.
Of just showing the pain, but just the calm, collected way that they go about it.
Yeah.
You know, they calmly say, this is what you've done to me.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm going to do to you. I mean, I'd be like fucking screwing at him, like kicking him repetitively in the shin. Like, I couldn't...
Making him stand on Lego.
Yeah, I just couldn't hold back my grief.
But I think you're so right, and that is actually almost... It makes it so much more poignant that, you know, she's dead inside now from what he has done to her. So we skip forwards, and Mary has got a bit of a surgery set up in her apartment. She's got people coming in and out. She's even got a lookbook, fucking Argos catalogue of body mods that you can have done. She then gets approached by police. She gets approached by a detective asking about the disappearance of Dr. Grant. He explains that, you know, he's been missing for X amount of time, and that the police are aware that he was into some shady shits. They don't quite divulge everything yet, but, you know, and Mary asks why they're asking her, and he explains that, Dr. Walsh has put a list of names forward and yours being on there. Now, we remember Dr. Walsh as the doctor that invited Mary to the party.
Fucking Barry and/or fucking Paul Chuckle.
So on a little coffee date, Beatrice and Mary, they go out and they go to Ruby's workshop because Mary has got a present waiting from Ruby there. So Beatrice, God, there's so many fucking names. Beatrice gives Mary this present, which is the contact details for what they call the Demon Twins of Berlin. And it's basically saying, look, you know, everyone in the community loves the work so much that you've done. They want work by you. They have to get work done by you. This is a big in. And also in this shot, we get a little camera dwelling on a photo of Ruby and her husband. Quite a long dwelling that you kind of don't necessarily take too much notice of, but obviously comes back to play later on.
There is the best line said in this scene, though. I don't know if you got it. I really enjoyed it. And it was what Mary said to Beatrice as she was taking her to her apartment or her studio. She said, because there is such a creepy element about it. You still don't know if you trust Beatrice. She's fucking weird.
She's a strange one.
It's a strange situation, and she's getting involved with these dodgy characters. And Mary says to her, she says, you know, if you're going to try and kill me, you know I'll fight back, right? Just like so nonchalantly as they're like sipping a latte in the broad daylight walking to her friggin' studio. I just thought it was funny. I was like, that's exactly what I'd think.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not going to try and kill me, are you? Because I will fight back.
Yeah, it's common courtesy to let
I'll let
someone
you know.
Yeah. So Mary meets up with the Demon Twins of Berlin. Side note, the Demon Twins of Berlin are the sisters that wrote and directed this film.
All right.
And these fucking twins, these creepy girls.
Yeah.
They discuss with Mary what surgeries they want. They basically want their own left arms cut off and swapped around so that each twin has the other twin's left arm. And then they hand her a piece of paper with a few extra bits that they want. And then the weird thing here I found, like, fucking Billy and his underground connections. Just out of the blue, Mary says, yeah, it's a big job, this one. You got anyone that can help me out? And Billy just knows a German surgeon that's going to help her out.
Yeah.
Where's he getting these contacts from?
Oh, he's in the underworld, mate. Yeah, I mean, that's weird. This German surgeon also then mentions something to do with Joseph Mengele.
Joseph Mengele, yeah.
And, like, it's like, what the fuck? He's like this jolly German fucking horrible surgeon who's clearly been testing on twins beforehand, trying to change pigment colours in fucking other Aryan races.
Yeah, absolutely. He is a strange man, and I don't think I'd trust anyone who would know him.
So these sisters were fucking, right? There was this really weird sexual chemistry with them. They kept touching each other.
A little bit of incesty vibes coming off those
real
two.
incesty vibes, and they want to be more connected to each other, is what they say.
That's how they explain it.
Yeah, and like, I was convinced, they're like, right, they want to be sewn together.
Yeah.
They want to be fucking Siamese
You
twins.
kept looking over at me and nodding me like, are they going to get sewn together?
They're gonna
Are they going to get sewn together?
Yeah. They don't. You know, it's way more normal than that. They just want a fucking arm swapping.
They want, well, I wouldn't quite go as normal, but yes, it's a little bit more tame.
I was being incredibly ironic, but thanks for that. I would love it, firstly, if she got them muddled up. How funny would that be? Then, like, they both have two left arms or something.
What, so she cut the right one off of the other one?
And then swap it with the... You know, you'll never be able to get a pair of gloves ever again.
Good thing you got a pair of twins, though, so you could just swap one round.
No, true. Yeah, and I guess the second bit is, what if one's like a little bit taller than the other, or, you know, has a slightly longer left arm, you're now lopsided. I mean, they were identical-ish twins.
Yeah, I think they're meant to... in real life, they're just normal twins, I think, but they're made to look like they're identical, like mirror twins and stuff. You're right. What would be weird, though, is, you know, not all surgeries work. And what if one of the arms didn't take? So, like, twin one's arm was fine. Yeah. So twin one's got two arms, but twin two, her left arm
just decays and dies.
It's like can I have my arm back?
Are you using that? Can I? And would it be like a phantom limb? You know, like you still have some control over it, even though it's no longer attached to you. Just like slap your own sister in the face sometimes. Fuck her up.
So after the surgery, Mary goes to a little lock-up storage that she has, and we alluded to this earlier on in discussing this. And we fucking see, this is so badass. We see that she's kept Dr. Grant well and truly alive.
Yeah, here he is.
In this lockup. No limbs. He's a quadriplegic. Is that what it's called? Quadriplegic?
I'd call it he's a potato.
He's nubs.
He's nubs.
He's nubs. He's nubs. He's got scarification across his forehead. His teeth have been filed. He's got no nipples. The fact that he's being hung by the skin of his back onto the ceiling.
Dude, he's got no limbs. That's fucking gnarly. Like, she's cut off all of his limbs.
Go fucking for it, Mary.
Yeah. And I was so happy you got to see this now. It was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that she's keeping him alive for more practice.
Oh, yeah, she needs to keep her practice up. Good surgeons. So while she's photographing him to take pictures for a new website, the security guard sees this, hits Mary, and as he's trying to set Dr. Grant free, Mary stabs him and then bludgeons this security guard to death.
Yeah.
And she then goes and tasers Dr. Grant, pulls him back in. So this is where we first get this inkling that Mary's actually starting to go down a bit of the wrong route. So you're always on Mary's side in this pretty much the whole time, but this is the first time where you're really like, did you have to do that? You just bludgeoned this innocent man.
She's killed an innocent person now. Yeah, like fuck Dr. Grant, but now this is an innocent person that she's killed. So yeah, you change slightly, right?
Absolutely. It's turning on this path of like no remorse that she's got. So in the meanwhile, while this is all happening, we have Billy kind of getting on with his own things in the background without Mary knowing. He's kidnapped Dr. Walsh and, he's beating the shit out of him because he now knows that he's told the cops about Mary. And in this kind of montagey middle bit, we also get a cutscene to Ruby. No talking in this scene, but Ruby and her husband. Her husband comes back, starts putting this wonderful necklace around Ruby, and then Ruby derobes and shows her body to her husband.
Her husband has just come back from a long business trip. He's horny as fuck. He's bought her a beautiful diamond necklace. He wants a bit of nookie. She fucking gets her bits out and realises, and he now sees, there is nowhere for me to stick it.
Got nothing.
Got nothing.
Got a little pee hole.
Look at my smooth vagina.
So maybe she has sewn up her butthole.
Well, this was my question,
My God.
You
So the police come back and they start questioning Mary further now about the fact that Dr. Walsh is also now missing, which is news to Mary. She had no idea. He's now explaining to her that they found all these videos of these doctors raping these women. And Mary asks him if they found one of her, to which he replies with no. And we're going to cutscene Billy. Not only has he kidnapped and beaten the shit out of Dr. Walsh, but he's also taken the video. He's doing everything he can to try and absolve Mary of this. The policeman then leaves under this idea that they both know what's happening, and he's gives them that classic "I can't help you if you don't help me" speech.
Yeah.
But she kicks him out, and then to pile the shit on top for Mary, she then gets a phone call letting her know that her nana's died. Yeah, sad one, but the one thing that I think ruins this scene is who just deletes someone's phone contact when they die. Again, it's very much like at the start of this film where, just to let you know that she's in money trouble, they have student loans calling you. Just to let you know that her nan's died, she's going to delete the contacts from her phone.
Well, yeah, she's not going to need it anymore.
No, true, but it's just a bit of an odd one for me.
Yeah, it's not like she's going to confuse that number with another, like just the way it's saved. It's like, oh, no, I was messaging Hannah,
not Nana.
Nana.
So Mary then, she goes back to the strip club. She needs to now confront Billy because Billy she's aware that he has kidnapped Dr. Walsh. He's taken the tape without any of her permission, and whilst trying to get him, catches him having a blozzer. Mary, there's something triggers in her. Something triggers, and
Well, yeah, people are like fucking scared of her now.
yeah.
She's like definitely leveled up, and she's not just.
She's beating the boss.
Yeah, well, she has. She's like taken over Billy. Like,
Yeah, well, yeah.
in terms of, who they fear within this club. Because even though she doesn't necessarily work there, she's part of this environment now. She's operating a business out of it. That, the strippers and even Billy to an extent are fucking scared of her now.
Yeah. And then this is then what now we lead into this final crescendo of the film. As Mary is on her way home and she's walking into a flat, she keeps getting The phone keeps ringing. She keeps ignoring it. Can't be arsed. She's just had a bit of a rough night. Finally answers it, and it's Beatrice again. But Beatrice is in all sorts of worry.
Oh, Beatrice.
Oh, Ed's love.
Yeah.
We cut to Beatrice on the phone, and we see that she's on the floor. She's fucking bloodied, black and blue. She's been beaten the shit out of.
Yeah, she gets her words out. Like, she's warning her.
Yeah.
She's warning Mary that
Ruby's husband's.
I had to tell him.
Yeah.
I had to tell him you were the surgeon.
And I didn't want to tell him where you lived.
Yeah.
But
I've been tortured.
Yeah.
I swear she says, like, he's burnt me.
I must have missed that one, but fuck.
Because imagine, like, her on fire, though.
Oh.
You ever burnt a placky bag?
It smelled like a burning wheelie bin.
Oh, you'd get proper high, though, wouldn't you?
It'd be terrible for your lungs, but yes, extremely high.
Set Beatrix on fire, then just huff her. Better than glue, that.
More pungent. So, whilst on the phone, Ruby's husband comes jumping out of the dark and shanks Mary right in the chest.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of a tussle left and right. I think Mary bites his jugular, bites something in his neck, rips it out, and they're both now lying on the floor. Ruby's husband's not moving, really sure he's dead, and Mary, in this last attempt, starts trying to crawl away into the surgery, and we have the wonderful violin rendition of Ave Maria playing over the top as she's trying to sew her own body up. I mean,
This is brutal and badass, like.
it's a killer ending.
And again, she's looking sexy as all hell.
Even bloodied up.
Blooded up, and she's like trying to sew herself back together. And I guess you kind of think at this point, like, she can save herself. You know, she knows what she's doing. She's done this shit before. You've got this.
Are you rooting for her, though, right?
Fuck yeah, you are. Like, some fucking turd has just come out of nowhere to fucking kill her for a job that she got paid willingly to do. Like, it's not her fault. You know, your wife didn't want a fanny anymore, right?
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
It's just fucking blaming the wrong person here,
Exactly.
dude.
Use a butthole like a normal person. Fucking get over it. And yeah, but then next scene.
Well, so we have the music continuously playing over. The police are back in the flat, and they're looking through the lookbook, the Argos catalogue of body mods. They realise that, of course, Mary was the one who kidnapped Dr. Grant, and then we're cutting across. The camera moves into the surgeon area, and we see Mary dead on the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking, I loved this ending. I think this film got panned a little bit when it was released by some, saying it was far too abrupt an ending. But I thought it was great. I loved it.
I thought the actual ending of it, was good. I mean, it was emotional as all hell, because even though this woman had turned pretty bad, you're still rooting for her.
Yeah.
You know, from the word go, you're rooting for her. She's fucking cool. She's sexy. She's, you know, finding a way in a difficult fucking life.
She's been wronged. She's now getting the fucking revenge.
What pissed me off is that this fucking turd is the one that did it. Like, he's barely fucking featured. He's hardly fucking in it. And, like, he's the one who's now fucking crept up on her in the dark to stab her. Because, again, as I say, his bird doesn't have a fanny anymore. I mean, okay, it'd piss you off, but, you know...
This guy doesn't even have a line in the film.
No, exactly. I mean, he's probably... I don't know how long it was between him finding out and him killing Mary. You know, I want to know, like, how blue his balls were. Like, what point did he got to? Like, day one, he's just, like, cursing a name. Like, for fuck's sake, I can't believe you've done this. Day two, he's, like, trying to fuck her armpit or something. Anything with a lubricated crease. Like, and day three, it's like... fucking what's his name in The Shining, where he's just totally snapped and he's like, well, that's it, I'm killing the whole family,
all jacking and no play.
Yeah, like, I've hit the level now.
Just get a good old fashioned from your wife, mate. Come on.
Come on.
Got a good handy.
Yeah, like, she's still got a mouth.
Very plastic mouth. Didn't move much when she was talking.
Yeah. I don't know, you get creative, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, spice of life in the bedroom, right?
Exactly. Try the ear. Maybe the eye socket. Okay.
So, I mean, I don't think it's too much of a hidden meaning for this film. the kind of hidden the undertones to it. I think it's quite obvious in certain respects, but the directors have come out and agreed on all of this, of where they came from. The film is about struggles to achieving success, right? But maybe not even just success, but just to make a living. The possibilities that you have to sell yourself or your morals, your soul, or fucking worse to get where you want to be in wherever in life. So the directors, who are the Soska twins, so they've said that they came up with this film idea when they were promoting or trying to sell their very first film, which, on a side note, greatest film title in the world, Dead Hooker in the Trunk.
No.
Love that. So while trying to sell this, they were trying to sell it to production companies, and they started writing this film by expanding upon the creepy and seedy people, real people that they'd met in the industry, right? So this is where the idea came from. It's about being taken advantage of at an early stage in your career, when you're vulnerable, at risk, and this specifically then is hugely, hugely prolific in modern day because of the Me Too movement in the fucking movie industry.
Yeah.
It's an artistic creation you can look back on now and have a completely different view of it than you would have done 5 or 6 years ago, for instance. I think it's great. I love this film.
I can tell. I mean, I guess 2 takeaways for this. Overall, I told you I quite liked it.
Yeah.
I was weirdly aroused throughout this entirety of the film. So, for one, Catherine Isabel.
Yes. Actress.
Lead actress.
Yeah.
My God, you're worldy. Absolutely in love with her.
We love you so much.
Unbelievable. And second, moral of the story really is, don't put a pussy on a pedestal.
Care to elaborate?
Because if the husband wasn't so obsessed about his wife's pussy that is now doll smooth, he wouldn't have killed her.
Oh, yet again, you surpass everything with your eloquence and your wordsmanship, sir.
Yeah. Respect the butthole.
You must always respect. Never forget about the butthole.
The only thing is, yes, if they sewed it all up, then maybe it warrants.
Maybe it was justified killing. So.
Yeah, but yeah. Overall, Catherine Isabel, I love you. You're amazing.
Please marry us.
Please marry us. Or just maybe the costume designer in that film, man or woman. I'm coming for you. I love you too.
All right, nice one then. So, week 8 done. We had a nice little palate cleanser from The Conjuring 2.
You call this a palate cleanser?
I do call this a palate cleanser.
We saw an infected penis.
And body mutilation.
Body mutilation. Ah, lovely palate cleanser.
Yeah, washes it clean.
Jeez.
So, week 8, American Mary. Ed, we need a rating.
Yep.
What you give him?
Okay, so yeah, totally different vibe to the week before. I've slept relatively soundly thus far after watching this film.
Good.
Couple of wet dreams, but that's neither here nor there.
On the plus side of this film. Over Betty Boop, hopefully, right?
You know what? Any of them. The German twins, Betty Boop. Yeah. Yeah, difficult because there's something about this that's so sick and twisted.
Yeah.
That gives you the willies a little bit, and for that reason, can't score it too low.
Yeah.
But then I wasn't jumping and scared or screaming, so I can't give it too high. So I'm going to put it in the middle.
Okay.
And I'm going to put it under the middle. I'm going to go STI check.
You're going for an STI check.
I'm going to go level 2. This has really unnerved me by watching it. It's sort of made me very uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, I'm still quite aroused and I'll get over it.
So you're uncomfortable sitting in your seat, waiting for your results, but you're aroused by the other people in the STI clinic.
Well, they're all goers, aren't they? You see like an attractive woman in an STI clinic. It's like,
we know, love.
We know what you're going to see. All right, love.
Well, there we go. American Mary has an STI, or is at least getting herself checked. All right, so next week we are taking a listener request
People really fucking got behind this.
People want to scare you.
Fuck yeah. I mean, I said do your worst. I'm just amazed people actually responded.
We have fans. We love you. Thank you. Well, the choice actually today kind of is quite showing that people do actually listen to us, because people have heard what I said in last week's episode about what you're actually afraid of.
Yeah, I saw the dickheads that fucking voted for clown or
yes,
whatever the fuck that was.
So
or something paranormal. Helen.
A lot of people went paranormal.
Yeah.
Helen. So
suddenly I'm not so hungry for Acura cake.
So it's a hard choice because we had so many good ones come through, and almost all of them were already on the list. We've got a few new ones added to the list, which is fucking great. Yeah. But we have to go with one. Numerous people have asked for this one. We're going to be doing the 2014 film directed by Eli Roth, Clown.
Oh, fuck off! No!
Oh,
why did I even say anything?
I can't fucking wait for this. As I mentioned, last week, that Ed is either fucking terrified of the paranormal or fucking terrified of clowns.
Fuck clowns.
So, this film, Clown, has a 44% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and a 5.7 rating on IMDb.
So it's wank.
It's passable as a good film.
Does it have a clown in it?
No, no.
Is it like one of them like ironic names? It's like, yeah, we'll call it Clown. It's just about like a man who's struggling to make it in a circus of a city. I don't know.
Or it could be set in Clown, just outside of Chesterfield, Derbyshire. It's an actual place. Shithole.
Right, so it's not about a clown.
It is about a clown. It's just, of course, about a clown.
Okay. Fuck. Who? Oh, I'm not going to put them on the spot, but shit, I'm going to get back to
Quite a few people went for this one.
Okay.
Yeah. We got a few come through that obviously had listened to the episode and knew that you were afraid of it.
So I can't just finger point and shout at one person.
You can shout at me and finger point at me if you'd like. Okay. So thank you so much for everyone for sending your requests in. It's impossible to get through all of them, but we're going to do our absolute best.
Yeah.
And yes, so next week, Clown.
Yeah, well, fuck you very much for sending all your requests in. It is appreciated. Fuck it. Bring it on.
So we just got a couple of shout outs this week. We sent some big love to Michael at We Love Horror. He has had us on his podcast, the episode just gone, on The Howling. It'll be out now when this is out, so please do check it out. Thank you very much, Michael. We're going to get him on for an interview in an upcoming episode soon.
Shout to Lottie Bear. Lottie is doing us some fan art. It looks fucking sick. She sent us over the draft this week, and we should have the final design up very shortly. Super talented illustrator. Please do go check her stuff out. It's lottie.bear.illustrations. Check her out on Instagram.
Another quick one to the Creepy Tree Film Festival. These guys have been kind enough to feature us on their homepage, on their website. Please do check it out. They're an international film festival, like an amalgamation of all kind of up-and-comers in the horror world. Directors, writers, screenplays, everything. Podcasters. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys. And lastly, for the Text Me When You Get Home. Another podcast coming out of the north of England. These guys are fucking sound. Lots of banter, great stories, talking all things true crime and fucking creepy shit. Check them out. Text Me Pod or Text Me When You Get Home on Spotify. And lastly, one big thank you to all you fuckers. Thank you so much for listening as ever. Thanks for all your comments, for all your support, your likes, your suggestions. We're loving it.
Oh, I'm loving it. I wouldn't have said you were loving it.
Yeah, as soon as I said that, I didn't know if that was the correct word for it. I'm surviving it.
You should have said it more with a question mark at the end. I'm loving it.
We're loving it. What we are loving is you and your support, so please do keep it up. If you think it's any good, let us know. If you don't, fuck off.
We thrive on your likes.
We thrive on your likes. Please tell your friends. Thank you to Will Gregson, good friend as ever, playing us out. Peace out. Have a lovely week.
Nice one. Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.
Time again. We're going wrong in all of the right ways.
even in your commentary, it'd dip off. I mean, personally, I think we peaked after 3 episodes.
I don't think we peaked yet, Edward. I think our peak is yet to come. I'm a 5-star man.
If this is good, and you've just like cracked your beer midway through it, and now could you pour it closer to the microphone? You're doing this because I'm dry January, aren't you?
No, would I? Would I?